It being 10:30, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Great Lafourche Port Commission of March 8, 2017 to order. Richard, will you leave us in pledge of allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to remind you, please turn down your cell phones or put them on vibrate, please. Next is roll call. Mr. Sherman.
Seat A, Chucky Sherman here. Seat B, Perry Gisclair.
Here.
Seat C, Chris Goodyear.
Here.
Seat D, Rodney Gisclair.
Here.
Seat E, Wilbert Collins, absent. Seat F, Larry Griffin.
Here.
Seat G, John Melliso.
Here.
Seat H, Jimmy Guidry.
Here.
Seat I, Irvin Bruce, absent. You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sherman. Next is consider approval of the minutes of February 15, 2017 regular meeting.
Like to
Moved
move.
by Mr. Gaudet, second by Mr. Melanson. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is Executive Director report. Mr. Chiasso.
Thank you, Mr. President. First on the agenda is the Northern Expansion projects. The first is Northern Expansion Slip C, 950 linear foot west bulkhead. Angelette Piciola. Mr. Larry Piciola.
Yes, this project is complete. Blanchard Contractors was the contractor. There's a change order in front of y'all today for a deduct of $43,014.62 and the addition of 20 rain days. That extends the time from December the 27th to January 17th, which is short by 7 days of the substantial completion, which was the 23rd of January. The substantial completion was recorded on February 27th, and it will come off notice on April the 13th. I hope to have the change order signed by today.
Any question? Thank you.
All right. Northern Expansion Slip C, 950 linear foot west sweep dredging project.
Okay, the contractor is RLB out of Texas. The notice to proceed was issued on the 17th of February, and completion is May 18th, which is 90 days.
Any question?
All right, thank you. And the Northern Expansion Slip C, 939 linear foot west bulkhead.
Okay, these bids were taken last week, and the low bidder was sea level construction with $5,643,163. There were 13 bidders. The second guy was $22,830 above him. So we got two very good bids. We recommend that you all approve this contract, which is later in the agenda.
Any question? Thank you, Mr. Lamb.
Okay, and Northern Expansion Slip D dredge phase 1. J. Wayne Plaisance Engineers. John Plaisance.
Okay, this project will be filling in Rapalace Pond east of Slip D. We're going to be taking some of the material from the island in Slip D. We just started it. Hopefully, we'll be out to bids by the end of next month.
Any question?
And that's for mitigation purposes for the Slip D project.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, airport projects. Richard.
Yeah, I'll give you the operations first. The monthly total for ops in February was 1,804 operations, and they transported 8,199 passengers. That was a slow month, as we spoke about before, holidays and weather, other things. So as far as projects go, the taxiway lighting construction project, we're moving forward with that. I'm working with Serena, DEG, and others, and we're getting that underway.
Richard, can you stand a little closer to the mic? The church is so loud.
You couldn't hear me? Okay, I'll
Yes.
I was curious too, are you serving a dual position today as airport man and runway
The
guy?
lights are out, so I
Lights are
gotta
out.
go stand at the end. I'm not asking if y'all have any questions for me.
All right. Other projects. First is Section 203 feasibility study, GIS engineering. Mohan.
Good morning to you all. As part of the integrated feasibility report, last February 10th, our team met with Army Corps of Engineers to discuss some outstanding issues on plan formulation as well as other miscellaneous matters. We are going to schedule a milestone 1 meeting, that is phase 1 of our study, towards early April, which will be attended by all our team members as well as Army Corps of Engineers representatives. As part of the draft environmental impact statement, we are working on the dredge material management plan, which is part of the EIS, as well as we are finalizing the scoping report based on the comments that we received after the scoping meeting. Part of the engineering task, we have completed the initial dredge material quantities from all the alternatives, and the cost estimating on other aspects are progressing. And also we are finalizing on some of the subcontractors for modeling and related aspects of the study. Our team will meet next week to discuss compressing the schedule, overall schedule for meeting the WRDA bill objectives, as we discussed last time. That's all for
Any
today.
questions?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, the GO2 beach repairs project. First, what we're doing is getting from Angela Picciolo some costs on soil borings. You want to come and give us an update on that, Mr. Larry?
Yes, we were working with Jonas to try to get an extension, but we have talked to Eustis, and to take 11 samples in the past would be in the range of 67,000 to 75,000. They have to put this on a lift boat to be able to work in the water, but it would also give the port an opportunity. That would include 180-foot boring, which would help the port when they're thinking about the island. It would be good to get maybe another 1 or 2 of them to give us an idea for preliminary planning. But this is something y'all need to think about. I think we can get it done in the time frame, but Johnny's working on trying to get an extension. That would really help.
Any questions? Thank you, Mr. Larry.
Yeah, the Town of Golden Meadow flood wall improvements and bulkhead project.
We are nearing the end on this project. Again, I think I'll say he'll be finished by Halloween. He is starting to backfill, straightening out, making the final adjustments to straighten out the bulkhead, and I think by next meeting he'll be finished.
Really?
Any questions?
I'm not promising you anything.
about the Fushaw meeting?
No, I'm talking about this meeting next month.
Thank you, John.
Okay, the Connector Road project. David, you want to give an update on that?
Connect the road, Byron Talbot was low bid. He did start delivering material to the site. Robbie said he was still bringing in limestone, and I would imagine next day or two they'll start installing.
Okay, questions? All right, the Airport Maintenance Shop addition, PCL and Associates. Joe PCL.
They did finish everything yesterday, went out and take a look at it, and everything looks good, no punch list, so we'll have a certificate of substantial completion at the next month's meeting.
Okay.
Any questions? Thank you, Joe.
All right, update from the LA1 Coalition. Henri.
Good morning, gentlemen. As mentioned at the last meeting, the coalition is awaiting a reply from the governor's office on state financing of the next segment of the project. The governor's office pledged to meet with the State Office of Facility Planning, which handles capital outlay, following the recent special session on the specific topic of financing the next segment of LA1. And I expect that meeting to happen in the next week or two. On another funding source, the CPRA acknowledged that they received a total of 7 applications for their Go Mesa Infrastructure Investment Funding Program. They have revised the time estimate they expect to receive GOMESA funds from the federal government. And because of that, they have chosen to hold off on announcing any funding decisions for this program at this time. However, they have officially acknowledged receipt of the LA1 project application, which was formally submitted by DOTD in partnership with the LA1 Coalition. The coalition as well is continuing to monitor federal funding opportunities that are expected to develop as a result of the Trump administration's infrastructure program. I will be attending an event next week where Congressman Graves will provide some insight on this. A last funding opportunity the coalition is monitoring is the governor's expected announcement on seeking new state revenues for transportation infrastructure investments statewide. Such a mechanism will have input from the legislature during the upcoming regular legislative session. The governor's Transportation Infrastructure Investment Task Force recently recommended to the governor that he seek $700 million per year in new state funding mechanisms to begin addressing construction of designated Mega A and Mega B projects listed in the state's official Transportation Improvement Plan, of which the LA1 Improvement Project is listed as a Mega Project B. So that's our update on LA1. Any questions?
Any questions? Henri?
Yes.
GOMESA, what is the pot of money there? What is the figure? Is there a figure? Have they put a figure there yet?
The latest figure we have heard is months old. It's $143 million that the state would get. I haven't heard that that has changed.
And that number would be on an annual basis, but it's based on royalty revenues from the Gulf. So the price of a barrel of oil has an impact on the amount of money that is gonna come to the state. So that number fluctuates, which makes it difficult to truly know what that exact number is until the check is received or the federal government says, hey, this is how much your check's gonna be. Okay.
And just one last note on that, Perry. So those monies are accumulating now in the federal fiscal year of 17. And that's what CPRA said. They don't know that they're going to get that money until the 2018 federal fiscal year, after the federal government has calculated an entire year of that. And remember, only 10% of that can the CPRA use on infrastructure.
That was my question. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
I'd like for you to be able to check on something for me.
Sure.
The other day I was going to Grand Isle for the Mardi Gras parade. I was towing my dune buggy, okay, and I didn't report the license plate on it. So I passed through the toll, okay, and I told the girl, she said, you have your ticket? I said, yeah. She charged me $9.25.
Okay.
And I asked her why. I said, you charging me for my truck too? She said, no, your car is marking. She said, I'm charging you for the car. I couldn't understand why $9.25, and she couldn't explain it either. So could you find out why I had to pay $9.25?
Absolutely. I'll get with Scott, that, you know, is the DOTD expert on. Now, were you pulling a trailer at all?
It's a tow bar.
Okay.
It's not a trailer. It was 4 tires rolling behind a Volkswagen.
Okay, well then it may be that, Mr. Lowry, because they do it by axles. Even the axles you tow, they add on so much per axle.
Okay.
But I'll find
check
out.
on it. Yeah.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Henri.
Yep.
Okay, any public comment? That concludes my report, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shaw. So next we move into committee reports. The first executive committee, members are Perry just declared chairman, Larry Griffin, Chuck Sherman, and John Mellison Jr. First on the agenda is consider approving the request from Grand Isle Shipyard to extend the sublease with Dynamic Environmental Services on site GLF 193.
Okay, this is a site that the board has approved a sublease in the past, and this would be an extension of the sublease. Recommendation is to approve.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Guidry. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next, we have consider approving the request from Port Fourchon Marina for a landlord release and consent agreement.
Okay, Bryce, you want to go into
Yeah,
that?
this would actually be two different agreements with Port Fourchon Marina and Investor Bank, who's doing some refinancing for them. Both of them relate to, they're gonna take a leasehold mortgage in the property, and they're gonna collateralize the movable property on the site. So these are agreements that we routinely approve, and I don't see any objection to approving them here.
Moved by Mr. Gode, second by Mr. Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next, to consider approving the request from Rotocraft for additional parking.
Okay, Rotorcraft, as we discussed Monday evening, is doing well as far as business is concerned. They need more area to park vehicles. So the request is to utilize 1.2 acres that they currently have to build out 130 spaces of parking lot. And Bryce has some more explanation on that.
Right, so if we recommend moving forward with this, but the motion today would be to approve a lease amendment. And in that lease amendment, we do this in two steps. The first lease amendment basically sets forth what we're gonna do, that we're gonna appraise the improvements, that they're gonna construct the improvements, we'll purchase them back at fair market value, and then turn around and lease them back to Rotocraft. Then what we'll do in the future is we'll come back and ask for your approval on the sale and the second lease amendment. So today would just be that first lease amendment.
Moved by Mr. Sherman, second by Mr. Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Next is consider approving the advertisement for summer employment.
Okay, as you're aware, we do this every year where we hire college students to come and work for us. If you don't mind me taking the time to just read what's gonna be in the paper so that the public knows about it now. So what we're gonna have is the Greater Lafourche Port Commission will accept applications for 6 summer roustabout positions. Eligible applicants must be registered college students and must complete a job application. The roustabout applicants must be able to conduct physical labor and must pass a drug screen and physical exam. Applications will be accepted until Monday, May 8th, during regular office hours at the Commission office at 16829 East Main, Galliano. 4 of the roustabout applicants will be selected by a drawing from all approved applicants at the Commission office on May 10th at approximately 11 a.m. Alternates will also be selected. Maintenance personnel will select 2 roustabout applicants who worked the previous year. Applicants must provide proof of registration to a collegiate school. Applications can be found on the port's website at www.portfourchon.com under public notices and job opportunities. And that's it. Thank you.
Moved by Mr. Guidry, second by Mr. Melanson. Any discussion?
They're better known as the mosquito crew.
And they're also gonna be able to pick up the applications here at the office, or?
They can pick up paper applications here. And what the 6 persons that are chosen and that accept the job will, 3 of them will work in Fourchon. So we'll choose that, and then 2 of them will work at the airport, 1 with the FBO, 1 with the airport maintenance crew, and the other one will work here with Mike at the maintenance shop in Galliano.
Good. Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we move into Permits and Waterways Committee. Members are Chucky Sherman, Chairman, Wilbert Collins, Larry Griffin, and Perry Driscoll. Mr. Sherman.
Thank you, Mr. President. First thing, we have Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority of Louisiana. The project includes East Timberlayer Island and West Vail Headlands through beach and dune field placement, utilizing offshore sand resources located in federal waters, as well as constructing back barrier marsh using mixed sediment from state waters. And next we have Greater Lafourche Port Commission. Proposed hydraulic dredge of past Fouchon and placement of 578,277 cubic yards of fill material along Fouchon Beach to the Gulf. And that's all we have for that, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sherman. Next, we move into Construction and Development Committee. Members are Irvin Bruce, Chairman, Larry Griffin, Perry Jusclair, and Ronnie Jusclair. Mr. Bruce is not here.
Rodney.
Rod.
Okay. First, we have on the executive director's report.
No, no.
No,
at the bottom.
construction and development at the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry. Consider approving the change order from Blanchard Contractors for Slip C 950 feet west bulkhead project.
Okay, we have the change order. Mr. Larry Picciola explained to you that it's a decrease of $43,014.62 and an addition of 20 rain days. Recommendation is to approve.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Mellison, second by Mr. Guidry. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next on the agenda, consider awarding the lowest responsive bid for Slip C 939 feet west bulkhead project.
Okay, the low bidder for this project was Sea Level Construction Incorporated for $5,643,163. Recommendation to approve.
Moved by Mr. Gode, second by Mr. Sheramy. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That would conclude your report.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that would
No
conclude our report.
The next is Finance Committee, and members are John Mellison Jr., Chairman, Jimmy Guidry, Chris Goody, and Perry Jusclair. Mr. Mellison.
Good morning and thank you, Mr. President. First on the agenda, we have consider approving payment of February invoices of 2017 and recognizing those of $10,000 or more. Line item 1, Lafourche Parish Government, $100,000. And that's for the Airport Access Corridor on LA 308. Item 2, GIS Engineering LLC, $67,243.34. And that's for the Section 203 feasibility study. Line item 3, Angelette Picciola LLC, $56,857.50. And that's for the Slip C, 939 feet of bulkhead. Line item 4, Blanchard Contractors Incorporated, $52,037.87. And that's for Slip C, 950 feet of bulkhead. Line item 5, Thomas C. Construction Incorporated, $48,111.30, and that is for the airport maintenance shop canopy. Line item 6, Texas Aviation Safety Systems Incorporated, $26,200, and that is for the pipeline safety awareness mailers and meetings. Line item 7, Bouvier Insurance, $25,730.98. And that is for property insurance premium. Line item 5, Epic Aviation, $24,024.92, and that is for truck rental and fuel for resale. Line item 9, Grand Isle Shipyard Incorporated, $21,153.32. That is for contract labor and limestone for the boat launch. Line item 10, Bank of America, $16,816.16, and that is for monthly credit card charges. Line item 11, American Integration Contractors, $15,046.80, and that is for technical services and consulting. Line item 12, Transform YX, $13,996.20, and that is for switches and the Metro E-Phase 3 CCTV work. Line item 12, Ludwig Building Enterprise LLC, $10,796.25, material for the airport's maintenance shop canopy. That, and along with our other expenditures, is a grand total of $45,884.08. Mr. President, I'd like to make a move that we accept these expenditures.
Moved by Mr. Mellison, second by Mr. Guidry. Any discussion?
I just wanted to mention under item 1 and under item 6, two things. Under item 1, Lafourche Parish Government for the Airport Access Corridor LA 308 project. That is the port's agreed cost share as part of the cooperative endeavor agreement we have with the parish for that EDA grant that the parish received to do that work. And then on item number 6, the Texas Excavation Safety System Incorporation, those pipeline safety awareness mailers and meetings. That's also for a PHMSA grant, Pipeline Hazard Materials Safety Administration grant with CAMO, the Coastal Marine Operators, that group we've been working with for years. I just wanted to clarify those two expenditures. Thank you.
You did good.
You know,
So you have them?
No, not yet.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Next thing on the agenda is consider approving out-of-state travel and training. And we have Director Chet Chasson testifying to House Natural Resource Committee at the GPAA Hit the Hill meetings in Washington, D.C., March 14th through the 16th. Next, we have Ms. April Danos, Director of IT, attending the National Maritime Security Advisory Committee meeting in Virginia, April 24th through the 26th. We also have Director Chasson and Ms. Joni Tuck, External Relations Manager, attending the FERC meetings in Washington, D.C., to be determined at a later date. And we also have Harbor Police Chief John Kale and Harbor Police Sergeant Jason Plaisance attending the Police Personnel Management Training in Florida, April 10th through the 12th. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion we accept these travel and training requests.
Moved by Mr. Mellison. Second. Second by Mr. Griffin. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Mr. President, this concludes the financial report.
Any other business?
What part of Virginia is that gonna be at?
Mr. President, I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Moved by Mr. Shermy, second by Mr. Gode. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Once again, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for attending.